So this is inside of Clay, and this is a workbook. And if people are not that familiar with Clay or maybe have heard of Clay, it really is a GTM engineering tool out there. Yes, it is a little bit more complex, a steeper learning curve, and it takes a bit more to learn the workings. And the other thing I really like about Clay is, I mean, they're always evolving. The product is, I mean, they're always coming out with new features, new functionality, new integrations. So even someone who has learned it is still like trying to keep up and making sure that I don't get behind. But here's one of the most, I would say, valuable workbooks that I've built for my clients. And I'll give you all the template too, so that you could just download this right into your own Clay instance if you have your own instance of Clay. If you don't have your own instance of Clay, I mean, I'm happy to drop in my referral code so you all get an extra, I think it's 2,000 credits to use to play around with. But okay, really quick. So here's what it looks like. We start with a closed won customer here. And the idea is, let's find more customers like these. And I just put Carta here just because they were kind of top of mind for me. And what I'm doing here is, let me look at lookalike companies that look like Carta, but and I'm using the Ocean.io integration here. I think it's the best one for this use case. But then I can also say things like, let's make sure that they look like Carta, but they're in the US. And the company size is between these ranges, because that's, you know, our ICP, with these certain keywords in these industries. So you really can get pretty granular with the lookalike companies that it's going to find for you. So in this case, it came up with 4 companies that look like Carta that match all of my criteria here. So then what I want to do here is, okay, let's actually write this to a new table. And then it puts it all into this table here. And then here's, again, that the original company that it's looking for. And then the new company, the new domain. And these are all kind of the standard things that you can add based off of the enrichment that Clay will initially do. And then from here, what I need to do is, let's actually find the people at those companies that I want to reach out to. So you'll also need to write that to a new table. And here, what I'm doing, again, you can get pretty granular with what that actually looks like. So if we go over here real quick, I'm saying, look at those companies and then find the VP of sales or the VP of Chief Revenue Officer, CRO, exclude any titles that include things like advisor, member, you know, executive assistant, that sort of thing, just to make sure I'm getting, again, the right people. And then you can add within the sales function, or again, location. So you can get, again, pretty granular with the type of people that you want. And just for this example, I just said, give me 1 per company and max 10. And then, of course, this might differ for you. So if you're going after individual sales reps, you might have hundreds of reps or CSMs or whatever it is. And this is just a way to, again, help your credit usage. So one thing that is a little bit tricky with Clay is, you are on a credit system and you can blow through your credits really quickly if you're not careful. So this is what I'm doing right now, just to kind of limit my credit usage for the purpose of this demo. But again, whatever makes the most sense for you. And then what it does from there is finds the CROs of these, or the heads of sales at those 4 companies. In this case, it only found 2 of them, but I want to start enriching this profile so I can get all the information that a rep would need to reach out to this person. So yeah, their LinkedIn, their emails, that sort of thing. And then I'm using AI on top of this to look at certain things. Again, these are all things that a rep would want to know when they're reaching out to this CRO to start their conversation. So I'm looking at the top 3 competitors. I'm looking at website or highlights in general. So have they released new products recently? Have they made any new announcements? Have they made any new recent key hires? That sort of thing. And I also want to know how much funding they've had in total, because I think funding is one of those popular things that again, people want to know to go after the right company. They don't have, they, as in Clay, doesn't have a native Crunchbase integration anymore, but you still can go use the Clayagent to go scrape Crunchbase and get that information and pull it into your table here. And then what I'm doing here is, okay, I want to look at the team size. Again, using AI to say, oh, actually, yeah, here's what I really want. So this is specifically for this company that I built it for, but they really care about how many open sales roles do you have? So I'm using AI to go look at their job boards and their job openings and say, how many open sales roles do they have? Because that's a really good indication for this company that they're the perfect account to go after. So I'm doing, just to give you a good sense, like there's a lot that I can do with AI to pull in the right information into my table here. That's going to be, again, really relevant for me and for my use case. And then I am saying here, so far as the company that I built this for, now take all of that information that you know about that person in that company and write a relevant value proposition with AI. And then I'm going to give you all of our case studies. Find the most relevant case study to this company. And all of that now gets put into this dossier or this account plan, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So all of this is automatically done, automatically pulled in without me having to do any work. So this is all the research that we did. And again, if you do other research, use other automations, anything else, you can pull that into this dossier, for lack of a better term. And then what I did is I set it up to send that document directly over to Slack, so that now all the reps have to do is they have a close one account. Oh, and then now I have a handful of new accounts that I can go after, and I've got all the relevant information that I need to now start to reach out to those accounts. Now, you could even take it one step further and use their native sequencing tool and start to send those automated emails using AI, using some of these snippets. I'll go over that in one of my next examples on how to actually use the native sequencing and some of the AI to write emails. But in this particular case, I just want to take that document, I want to fill it out, and I want to send it over to Slack so that rep has that dossier right there in Slack ready for them.